Told you I was gonna make a response video. Who's that? Who's that? Who's this? Huh? Who's that? But first, let's get to this video or whatnot. When did I start to seriously collect? Probably 92, so I'd been 12 years old. Fleer had come out with the Rookie Sensation and their jumbo packs. 91 had Stadium Club, which had the Nolan Ryan and the Tuxedo. 90 had Frank Thomas. Might have been 90, because I remember going after Frank Thomas stuff and really wanting to pick his stuff up. And then 92 was, I guess, when I had a little more disposable income, having a paper route, which I don't think anybody even knows what that is anymore. But so about 92, 86 was probably the first time I could remember getting a pack at my local Pomida. In 86, what is it? The Tops football. Remember, like the green border, Jerry Rice rookie year, Steve Young NFL card rookie year with the Buccaneers. But I remember that probably between 10 and 12 years old. And then 93 when the rookies for basketball hit. Weber, Penny Hardaway, Sean Bradley, the Monster Mash, Jamal Mashburn, God, who's the Indiana guy? Calbert Cheney, all them. That's probably when I really, really seriously, between 90 and 93. So when I was between 10 and 13 years old, is when I started to really get more focused and not all scattershot, and really started to take cards seriously. So I guess at a somewhat young age. What's my main PC? I got a bunch, as well, again, many of you know, but that is what this video is about, to get the uninformed informed. Josh Johnson of the Marlins, now with the Blue Jays, pending the Bud Selig's approval of the trade. Dennis Northcutt used to play wide receiver for the Browns, Jaguars, and Lions. Josh McCown, who's a backup now for the Bears quarterback. Who else? Torrey Hunter. I've started collecting him in the last month and a half for the Twins. Twin stuff only. Matt Niskanen for the Stars, now with the Penguins. He's a local kid. I coached against him when he played high school football. God, what else? AJ Venegas and Tony Zitch, Team USA members. Zitch now plays for the Cubs. 7th round pick. 11 draft, maybe? Philip Pfeiffer as well. I collect wrestling videos. World War II stuff. But I'll get into that in a moment. I'm jumping ahead of myself like I usually do. Trading card wise, though, I think that's it. I'm sure I have more, but that's the main stuff I still... Oh, Alexander Daigle, Patrick Stefan for hockey as well. Keon Clark for basketball. Somewhat of a Johnny Flynn closet collector. I got a bunch of his stuff too. Only Timberwolves I want. And I think that's it for the collections. What don't I like about the hobby? Just the general unwillingness of people trying to get the ability for people to work together towards a common goal. A lot of it stems from stuff on here. A lot of it stems from stuff on message boards. But again, if you're wanting to sell something and you say, hey, I need money now, I need to get money, I don't expect you to give up something that's going on eBay for like $70 for like 25, $20. I know you want money, but you don't want to be, I hate to again use a term like this, but raped and just lose $50 minus whatever eBay fees would be. But that's what I hate. Again, and just the unrealistic goals some people have of their cards, like saying, "Oh, it's a 3-color patch." I'll get into this as I'm getting thoughts in my head. But they say, well, there's one on eBay, and usually it's somebody's buy it now that's been sitting there for about 15, 20 months. That this one's up for 30. I can sell it to you for 40. If one's been on there for a year and a half or whatever, and it hasn't sold at the price, why would you offer it to me for more? And another thing is the Beckett value. Beckett is a printed magazine that does not have prices that match anything like when you look at eBay. eBay should be as close to the value of what collectors are looking to get, especially if it's something in my PC where it's not a Babe Ruth cut or a Joe Montana patch auto or something of that sort where it's nothing big. eBay should be your guide to what the price is that you're going to either ask for the card or what trade value, whatnot. But Beckett, I mean, they've got some stuff from 2006. I just shake my head. They have Rich Hill stuff in there, and he hasn't done anything since probably about 2007. And they have it higher priced than some of the stars of today. Grab a baseball Beckett and look up Rich Hill. Not Saito wasn't then, but Hung Chi Koo for the Dodgers. His stuff is still extremely high. So take a look at that. That's what I'd say. What irks me the most. Other hobbies, wrestling videos. I love wrestling videos and DVDs. I've got a collection of. The light isn't on over there, but you can sort of see in the corner. That whole stack, up until maybe the top stack, is all wrestling videos, DVDs. There's another one in the corner that's the end is to you. That's all WWF videos in chronological order from the first one in 85 to I think about 90, 91. And then over here under those coats, that's a wrestling DVD rack, and I have probably, if you go to a grocery store and you see an apple box, what they take the apples out of, a big 45 pound box, I got 3 or 4 of those filled with videos and DVDs from Ring of Honor and shoot interviews and whatnot. World War II stuff, I love anything especially pertaining to the Pacific Theater, especially in the Philippines. As some may know, was over there this past April for the second time, visit my wife's family. Got to go to a few places that were instrumental. Battlegrounds in World War II, Mount Samat, where, 25,000 Filipinos and Americans lost their lives in a big battle against the Japanese there. In what would it have been, 1942? It might have been 1942 or 43. So when we were over there, it was the anniversary. It was like April 9th or 10th of that anniversary. What else do I collect? Those 2 things mainly are the other things. Books, I like getting, again, mostly World War II style books. I think that'd be it. For just other hobbies or other most unique place you visited, again, probably the Philippines. Not many people have been there. Even less can probably name where it is on a map. So, just a beautiful country. Love the people. Absolutely love the food. It's so good. Adobo, asado, sinigang, their chicken curry, pancit. I haven't had buluk yet, which is like an egg that's about to hatch. It's within, I don't know, X amount of days, or it's getting close to hatch. But I haven't had that. Love the Philippines. Someday I'd love to move there permanently, just because I hate cold weather. A plug or a best hobby memory. I'll go my best hobby memory. Probably going to nationals in 2011. I've been to a couple before, and they were fun. I met a lot of people I'd love to meet, or I wanted to meet, because I've been on message board forums. I've been on the old Beckett buy sell trade for probably, I don't know, before that went tits up, and Beckett switched everything out on the online format and just screwed with it completely and just destroyed it. I've been on forums since probably 98, 99, and I've known a lot of the people I hang out with that you guys see or didn't see at Nationals in 2011 were people that I've known for 10, 12 years on the Beckett forum, and then on a couple other forums that we created because Beckett stopped their buy-sell trade. They stopped their message board, so it screwed everything up. So there's a ton of like a mass exodus or whatever. I gotta get back to number 4 because I remembered something now. But a mass exodus of everybody. So meeting everybody at 2011 Nationals. I mean, there's a picture. I don't know if Michael has one or Vintage Sicktifer's got one in his man cave, or Denny. No, Denny wasn't there. God, who else was there? I mean, there's a ton. RBI Crew, IN 140, or IM 140, and IUND 2009. John, Scott. I think Trudy was there. BT, Michael, Will. Shit, I'm forgetting names and I could see them in my head. The Thundering 24, the other Chad. I can picture whoever I faced in Michael's contest in early 2011. He made the wrestling video against me, and I made my Mule Milk lover, or my Mule Milk whatever video. But I mean, there's about 20, 30 of us there. Jason, I think Jason Cristofini, Mr. Big Fish 7499 was there. But anyway, there's a picture of us there, and I'm doing the old West Side sign. But that was one of my best memories because there's so many people. I mean, you want to look at the cards, but God, there's so many people there that you watch their videos day in, day out. You PM on blog. You go to their breaks on blog. You text them. I mean, that's what I like more about this hobby than anything. Hold on. Do all that stuff. That's probably my best memory. Just not even a card pull or getting cards. It's just about that. But back to number 4. Old horror movies. Not horror. Horror. From the late 50s to mid 70s maybe. That stuff. If you have any old VHS, especially the VHS, let me know. Please, it's got to be original case. Original video. And then number 7, I'll go to the last one because I don't want to dwell too much and backtrack because I really don't want to screw up my format here. But one piece of advice you'd give to an aspiring collector. This is something that also bothers me. And I don't know why it does so much. And it shouldn't at all bother me, but it does. When somebody says, hey, I'm going to start a collection of so-and-so, hey, great. More power to you. But, especially if you watch the videos after maybe a month, they only pick up half dozen cards. They stop collecting and start another collection. Again, this shouldn't piss me off or bothers me as much as it does, but it does just because, again, if you're going to collect somebody, collect somebody you can collect within your budget. Don't collect, if you don't have a job, or I'm guessing some kids on here, I don't believe others, the older generation gets money from their parents anymore. I don't know. But the younger people, if they get like the allowance or something, or their parents will buy them stuff or whatever, don't pick out a guy that you cannot afford, or you just know, okay, wow, Bryce Harper got hot for a year. He's been hot for how long? But I mean, half the year this year he wasn't that great. August, September he was great. are very good. Don't pick somebody that you you can't afford, or you're not involved with. I mean, somebody's like, oh, that guy's hot, I'll collect him for a while. Who cares? Collect somebody if you can. If you're a team guy, make sure it's the guy on the team that if he gets traded, you just don't care. Josh Johnson being a prime example now. I've known for probably about a year and a half he was going to get dealt before the end of his 4-year, $39.5 million contract was up. There's what? Before he got hurt last year, he was even the rumblings of the whispers, the rumors, at the end of like 2010-11, going to the Red Sox, going to the Yankees. I mean, I've heard that forever. It doesn't matter to me where the player gets traded. I've followed him for how long. And that should be somebody who you look for. A guy, like if you collect a football player, you followed him in college. Baseball, it's harder to follow guys in high school and then have like a real emotional connection to that, because it's, again, 16, 17, 18-year-olds in high school. And that's not to say that it's not the same with like a NBA or hockey player as well, but collect somebody who's within your budget or within your means of disposable income. Collect somebody that's possibly on your team that you like. Maybe, again, if you collect Jeter, somebody, you don't have to collect the one-on-ones, the patches, the stuff that's going to run you $50 to $100 to $1,000. Set up a parameter if it's somebody like that. Say, I'm going to collect base cards. I'm going to collect, I don't know, numbered inserts and parallels. Even that stuff can run a lot, but then if you get a nice parallel to like 15 or 20 that cost you about $40-50, you're happy. But have a guideline or a parameter of what you want to collect of your player, unless it's a player like a Northcutt or Josh Johnson or Andre Rison. I'm striking out Ryan Broyles. He seems to have a lot of stuff out there, but it seems to be, for the time being, fairly cheap. And stick to it. That'd be the last thing. Stick to it. Don't give up after a month because something isn't, the auctions aren't going your way, McGee's out. Because on the forums, people aren't selling you or trading with you. I mean, I've had that happen for years where on forums I've got such an abrasive attitude and personality. I usually do the old speak before I think act if I'm really wound up, and then people won't deal with me, which it's fine. I mean, if that's the criteria which you deal with people, that's okay. I mean, to each their own. But don't get discouraged with your collection because somebody won't deal with you. I've had that. Probably I've done that more times than I've made deals. And then, so just have parameters. Collect somebody that you can get within your means. Don't go haywire and try to collect Michael Jordan exquisite patch autos, unless you're Addy Ball from the Philippines. And then don't get discouraged. That's the thing with this hobby. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. There'll never be a time where it's this and it's just that. You will have ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. So that would be my advice to you, being an older, and do not waste all your money on packs. It's great. It's great that the community supports everybody by getting into group breaks. If you are a player/team collector, it's tough to always get what you want to add to your collection by doing that. And again, I have nothing wrong with people who do breaks. I got in a break this past week even. My first one ever. But if you're a guy that does, unless you have extra money that somehow you can say, hey, I'll help out Den 1013. He's a great fella. Him and Susie do a wonderful job with the breaks. They're down-to-earth people. Chad, Truth 17, he has great breaks. I mean, there's a lot of value there. If you a little higher, on the pay scale, go to BB Express, go with Josh and be like, hey man, that I want to get in a case of chrome. I love refractors. I mean, that's what I collect. So man, I'm gonna try my hand and hopefully get like a top 6 pick, get somebody awesome. And if you can do it, great. If you can't, don't get all pissy if you don't get a hit, because that could have been money. As much as it's the people that are doing the breaks appreciate it, they don't want to hear about it afterwards where, oh, I didn't get a hit, wah wah wah. Especially if you're a player collector, team collector, and you're not. It's something that you just don't want to get into. But now I'm rambling. What? So that is it, YouTube. If you stuck through a half hour of me talking on video, more power to you, because I'm sure I would have fallen asleep by now. But take her easy, YouTube. I hope you're taking these words to heart, giving you a little fodder for the old mind. Chew on the fat, and make a response video. If I can do it for my own thing, you can do it as well. So take her easy, YouTube. She's easy. Take her twice.